young women, listen to my advice. If you're married and you think you're happily married and your husband starts to cheat on you, he's a piece of shit. And look at him as a piece of shit and get out of it. Get out of that marriage. But I couldn't do that. Couldn't walk away.
Didn't you have an affair early on in the relationship or when you were a stockbroker?
Yeah, but I don't think Andy ever knew about that.
He did say he knew about it.
He did?
Yes, you would confess to him.
Oh.
He says he didn't stray from the marriage until you told him you had already strayed.
Oh, that's not true. I don't think.
But what happened? You had an affair?
I had a very brief affair.
It's okay.
With a very attractive Irish
It was attractive.
man.
It's all good.
And it was just...
You're not a piece of shit. It was nothing.
Nothing. In terms of, it would never have broken up, I would never have broken up a marriage for it. It was nothing. It was nothing.
Awkward? Listen, nothing against good old Martha Stewart. So hypocrisy is actually one of the ways in which we grow into new versions of ourselves. And so when we are making changes, and my guess is Martha, and this is totally being assumptuous here, is she possibly could be in a stage in her life where she's making change and she's breaking old ideals and beliefs in the way she sees the world. Her model of reality is falling apart. And often, honestly, for me as well, for all of us, when we're in that transition point of changing from one model of reality to another, we become a little hypocritical because the ego doesn't want to let go of what it knows. The ego doesn't want to let go of what's really familiar and safe, right? And those belief systems keep us familiar and safe. But here's the thing. If someone cheats, they're not necessarily a piece of shit. If someone cheats, their actions may be untrustworthy, their actions may be painful, their actions may be bad, and we can judge the action, but judging the person only keeps us stuck in our own patterns that are contributing to what we're creating and attracting into our world. And let me be very clear. I'm not blaming the person that has been cheated on for the person that's cheating. People have to be responsible for their actions. And in the world that we live in, and I mean that spiritually and I also mean that physically, that our actions carry what I call experiential outcomes, or a more negative connotation, or a term that carries a more negative connotation is consequences. And so I'm not saying because Martha Stewart cheated, then her husband has every right to cheat and that's why he cheated. Maybe that's the case. But he doesn't have a right to cheat. He actually has a right to honor himself and not be more dishonest. If they are breaking each other's agreements in relationship, it's a beautiful opportunity to look in the relationship and ask themselves, why are we doing this? What does this actually mean? Why are we choosing to not be honest with ourselves? Where's this desire to hurt someone else and not really honor myself coming from? And is there an opportunity to repair in this relationship? Or are we in a lose-lose game here?